Got the very last Poundcake sports break today, Bill. For the foreseeable future, I guess. He'll still be around from time to time, is what I've been told. And so maybe we'll do like special editions down the road, Cody.
We'll see.
Should the movie texted me earlier today. Said, Alan, you should have the show picture on the website slowly fade Poundcake out like Back to the Future.
I can do that.
That'd be great. Just like slowly to where he's almost gone, because Marty McFly was worried. He carried that. You've seen Back to the Future, Cody?
Yes.
Yeah. Marty McFly, of course, goes back in time. Got to get back in time to make sure, basically, that his parents bang, even though his parents, oh my goodness, couldn't be less alike. And so he goes back there to make sure that everything happens. But, of course, his mom has the hots for him. And so as he's looking at this family picture in his pocket, he is slowly fading out of it. I guess he and the siblings, right? I mean, none of them would have been born. I haven't seen Back to the Future in a long time.
They all fade away like one at a time.
One at a time, right. Like if you don't get this done, all three of you, I assume maybe in reverse birth order, but whatever.
Yeah, it's not.
But
surprisingly.
Right.
Back to the Future is not scientifically factual.
It's not? No, that's a real bummer.
It is.
Even though there's a doctor in the movie?
Right.
They didn't consult with Christopher Lloyd? He plays a doctor
This is
in the
going to
movie.
blow your mind. Just because you play a doctor does not make you a doctor.
I see. All right. Well, there it is. And, I'll get texts from people that go, hey, I haven't listened to the show for a while. What's happening with Cody? And my answer is, why haven't you been listening to the show for a while? I'm not looking to give you information if you've been gone for a month because you were doing something else or whatever. I've been also,
People always come up with like, I got a different schedule. Where we podcast it, we put it on YouTube. You do your part.
Well, listen, I understand people have lives to lead, but you're not going to be my first priority. I get that a lot from people. They'll be like, hey, I've been gone for a while. I haven't listened. What's going on? I'm like, there's plenty of podcasts. Go dig in. Mm-hmm. But I will say, in the interest of full disclosure and in the interest of speaking very candidly with our audience, I have been getting a lot of messages from people who are happy that Poundcake is leaving because he's gay. And it would be one thing if you're like, Poundcake just doesn't scratch me where I itch. But I get these, when you get a message from, we've had callers to this effect. We've had messages from people over the years who think that they speak for a lot of people, right? I speak to a lot of people. I have for 30 years, but I only speak for myself. So when people go, I think a lot of people, you don't know that. But I have gotten more messages than I absolutely would like. Well, I would like zero of these kinds of messages, but people who are telling me, I'll start listening again because Poundcake's leaving, and they'll use some slur or something like that. And I'm like, that's not really the kind of crowd that's going to dig this show. If
he's not here.
If you are such a snowflake that you're scared by a gay dude, I really don't think that you're not coming back to this, all right? Let's be candid and frank. If you left because of that, and I doubt that very much too, because I just don't believe that. But I don't think that those people would come back to the program. And frankly, it's not like you're going to find a different point of view on things. So I guess I always like to see the glass half full, but I've been a little surprised at how many of those kinds of messages I've gotten. And I'd be lying if I said it wasn't a little disconcerting. But, you take the rough with the smooth. And so there is that. But Cody's last show is tomorrow. He got himself a square gig. This company just couldn't figure out how to get him paid properly. And so he's going off to seek his fame and fortune elsewhere.
Well, just probably fortune based on the job he got.
I don't know. He might be the most famous guy at his job. You don't think?
It's all perspective.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, he'll still do. I don't know. I have to think that the messages that Poundcake has gotten directly have not been like the ones I've been getting. Now, mind you, I've gotten way more messages from people that are super bummed.
the absolute majority.
Yes.
Yeah.
And my response is, you think you're bummed. But I guess I'm just surprised at how many messages I got that were very negatively tinged. And I guess, frankly,
There's some really
I'm very
people out there.
Well, but I would be lying if I didn't tell you that I would be happy to say that we had weeded those people out.
You're never going to completely weed those people out.
No, and that's fine. Listen, it's a free country. You can do whatever you want to do. It always fascinates me, the depth and breadth of this audience, right? Listen, I'm very loudly a progressive politically. There are a lot of people who listen to the show who enjoy it a great deal. Don't agree with me at all politically. That's absolutely fine. But when somebody goes, yeah, me and all my friends are going to start listening again because blah, 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 I'm like, you're not. You're just not. Because if that's all it took for you to bail, you're not coming back. Maybe some of those people will, and whatever. But I guess I was just surprised. I don't know why I was surprised. I guess I was just surprised. I think maybe that in the 8 years that Poundcake's been on the show, maybe I had been lulled into a false sense of security that the audience really had come together, and that maybe a portion of our audience had maybe, through his stories and anecdotes and things, had maybe shifted their perspective on some things. I have to think that those people are there, too, that there are some people who are like, it really allowed me to think of things in a different way.
I love you for thinking that. I don't even think that that's naive. I just think that you don't even think of me like that, which is wonderful. You don't look at me as a particular thing, but there are people that immediately categorize me. If they don't like my gay, they don't like my black. They may like my black, but they don't like my gay.
They'll
find something.
But also, we are losing multiple perspectives from you that none of us have, right?
I understand.
We're not biracial. We're not gay. So those kinds of things.
Now we don't have somebody on the show that understands the inequality of the sexes because Poundcake's leaving and he's a gay man, and they understand it the best.
The best. We're losing that too. Yeah. So I guess I was just I was a little disenchanted with how many of those messages I had gotten, and I don't know. It was I guarantee you there are people who over the years have probably changed their opinions on some things. For the better, and then that will be your legacy here, Cody.
All right. Well, that's fine.
Changing hearts and minds, right?
I love that. The people that are saying that stuff online, or people that DM, because I do get those DMs too, chances are they won't say it to my face. And the people that do, I actually commend those people because, one, I don't like anyone who doesn't like me. Why would I'm not going to get a beer with you. I'm not going to kick it with you.
Yeah.
If you don't like me, great. You're letting me know up front to not even waste my time. I want to kick it with people who want to kick it with me. So I've learned to adjust. That's what life is about. I have always been different than everybody else. If it's not my gay, it's my black. So I've learned I can live. I'll live just
discount
fine.
the people that just dislike you for who you are on the inside.
There's none of those people. Everyone loves me because I'm awesome. It's not my personality. It's clearly something else. They're judgy on the outside before they even get to know me.
I wouldn't dismiss the people that don't like you because of your personality. I wouldn't dismiss.
What are they gonna do? What, I'm arrogant. I'm not good looking. What are they gonna say? Nothing.
And what if they do? Who cares?
Right.
Who are they? Never let a stranger ruin your day.
No one who meets me is gonna hate me for my character. Come on.
See, here's a great text. Here's a great text. Alan, I'm racist and homophobic, but I still thought Poundcake was funny. There you go, right? Bringing people together. The power of laughter. I've got to take a break here. If you want to send a text, 35192. AlanCoxShow.com is where the pictures fly through the air, and we'll be back.
It's the Alan Cox Show. Everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app or whatever smart device you have.